Hi, I'm David Kumpala. I wanted to share with you my first experience with the Iris ColorSafe system by Eyemagic. Now, the Iris system has been around for over a decade, but I've never actually seen one in person until a friend of mine asked if I could build him a projector incorporating the module. I recall seeing these things when they first came out and thinking that they were, well, magic. So let's see how they perform. Iris consists of two major components: a control board, which intercepts and controls the modulation of your laser modules, and this little optical detector, which you place in your combined laser beam path. In addition to this real-time laser feedback, the control module also monitors the position and velocity of your galvos by attaching it to the position feedback on your scanner amps. In this case, we've got Micromax 671 series amps, which are combined with CT6215s, which are tuned to a little under 60K points per second. The system is intended to address two main areas: color linearity and beam attenuation for safe audience scanning. Let's start by talking about color linearity. When this module was developed, pretty much all show lasers incorporated 532 nanometer DPSS green lasers, and many still had 473 nanometer blue lasers. DPS, due to the nature of its technology, is notorious for inconsistency of its power output and lack of power linearity. This means that you wouldn't know what specific modulation voltage is required to make your analog modulated laser come on at its lowest level. You also wouldn't know if a small increase of modulation voltage would result in an increase to the actual output of the laser. The Iris system's active optical monitoring allows it to monitor and adjust actual output in real time as required. This means that you can get consistent low-level response in varying temperatures and other conditions which may affect first lasing levels, such as solid-state diode damage that can occur with use. From an end user's perspective, this module allows each laser to produce reliable color levels without software manipulation or tuning. And it ensures dimming white all the way down to zero power results in consistent gray levels instead of the common issue with fading to either red, green, or blue on the low end. Now, these issues have been alleviated somewhat over the years by the introduction of solid-state green and blue laser diodes. These respond faster than DPSS lasers, but they're still plagued by inconsistent setup, diode performance over time, diode performance at various temperatures, and poor diode driver response. Next is the Iris Safe component. This is essentially a beam attenuation mapping incorporating galvo position and speed detection. The safe zone is a horizontal band spanning left to right that can be enlarged using up and down push buttons incorporated into the projector. There's also an invert switch if you want to attenuate an area above instead of below. Settings are locked into memory with a key switch to prevent tampering during a show. The maximum power of a static beam in the safe zone can be adjusted using a potentiometer on the control board. In this case, I've got that set to a maximum safe static beam power of 10 milliwatts, but it can certainly be reduced further down to 5 milliwatts or whatever MPE settings are required. After spending a few days with the tuning and providing a variety of test patterns, I think I see Iris doing everything that it promised to do. The only downside that I see is what appears to be an introduction of a slight delay in the laser module response with some patterns. This might be exacerbated because the projector is tuned for nearly 60K, or maybe it'll just benefit from better tuning than I did here on my first attempt. Even if this is the case, it's easy to address this with software with post-on wait points in your optimization settings. Iris can do a lot of cool things, but I think I'm most impressed by its ability to actively control output power levels and get those consistent grays down to initial laze levels. I do a lot of precise gray level adjusting in software, but I don't think that I could achieve those results, at least not consistently. I wish I had exposure to this system a decade ago, but I think it still yields significant benefits today.